Hey guys, welcome back to Best of Tech. This is the in today's video we're going to see best smartphone UI. So guys, we're basically talking about the Android skins, the UI of the phones, which we basically use the software basically. So I'm going to give it as 1 to 10 brands. We are not going more than 10 brands at this time. So guys, if we go to the 10th position, we get the Realme UI. So the advantages of the Realme UI is that we get a cheap dynamic island, the capsule basically. When the timer is going on, then we can see like the iPhone dynamic island beside the punch hole cameras. And we also got a cutout option in the Realme phone. And if we scroll down like this, we can directly get the one-handed mode. If we get into the negative parts of the Realme UI, the bloatware filled in Realme UI is so much. 56 installed apps, including hot apps. So this is a concerning thing about the Realme UI. And the updates are also not that consistent enough. So I would like to rank the Realme UI at number 10. So the second UI is the FunTouch OS. FunTouch OS is basically its customizations, and the UI I do not like the UI's interface before, but now after the Android 14 update, it's really smooth and it's really on point now. And the disadvantages of this smartphone, I mean the FunTouch OS, is it has very much of bloatware such as hot apps, notifications, so you can see a lot of pop-ups. And in fact, until now, if you download any app from the Play Store, you will directly get into the Vivo store to. So I hope Vivo, you guys deal with it and remove that, and we can directly download it from the Google Play Store instead of this Vivo store and all. And update cycles, until now we get 2 years or maximum 3 years of software updates. See, FunTouch OS has pretty much improved a lot, but then until now also the stability and all are a bit lacking. So I would rank it in number 9. If we go to the 8th position, we get the Color OS. So Oppo's Color OS is like all the positive parts of the Realme things come back here, and all the negatives also come back here. But it's slightly better compared to the Realme UI. Is basically its rollouts update speed is way better compared to the Realme UI. And if you also see the Realme 12, the recent phone, it's getting 2 years of updates, and whereas the Oppo Reno 12 Pro is getting 3 years of OS updates. So in that update cycle and all, it's Oppo ColorOS is way better. And if we talk about the comparison between the ColorOS and the FunTouch OS, the FunTouch OS is having better customizations and all compared to the ColorOS, but ColorOS feels a bit more settled compared to the FunTouch OS. So I have ranked it a bit better rank and the next rank of the FunTouch OS. So I would rank the ColorOS in the 8th position. And the other UI now we are going to talk about is the Motorola UI. So the Motorola UI is very good. I ranked it at the 7th position. The Motorola UI is pretty good, but the only problem with it is it doesn't have a lot of customizations in it. I know it has like app lock and other key features now recently added, like app lock, secure folder, like making a clone of the same app into a secure position where we can lock it and all. But the update cycles until now are not at all good. If we really think about that, the updates are like 2 years and max to max 3 years, and updates are also not given until now to the present phones, not only the budget phones but also the other phones. If we go to the next position, it's the HyperOS. So HyperOS is the MIUI, basically the newer version of the MIUI is HyperOS. So if you're talking about that, the HyperOS is basically iOS on steroids. Yes guys, I'm not going to lie, it's same dicto copy of the iOS, but with minor changes and minor tweaks, like minor changes by the testing of the MI company. So Xiaomi is basically trying to make a same dicto copy of the iOS, same thing what China people do, China companies do, they're doing the same thing now. And the other thing is Xiaomi is improving day by day on their stability and all, but then MIUI also had many problems related to like their motherboard getting uh, the motherboard dying for the Poco phones and also for few of the MI phones. So that's also a major problem. After updates, you don't know the phone will last or not. So MI should build that trust again. There are slightly bloatwares in this. You get a very different experience compared to the other Android UI, iOS on steroids. And in the fifth position, I would like to give the Pixel UI. We did not get much of the bloatware, nothing that sort. But one problem is that we there is no customizations in it. There's no much customizations in it, and not only customizations, the update rollovers is very quick. I don't complain on that, but I'm complaining is that after the updates are rolled out, there are bugs which should be fixed, and that will be a slightly delayed. Google promises like 6 years. I also remember that when Google, well, like basically 5G came into the India update, where Pixel 6a got the update like 3 to 4 months later, the update of 5G, where 5G was released way before of that 3 months and 4 months. So that's also a problem. And we have like cool features in Pixel UI is basically it's like we can go to the recent apps and we can copy paste the things. We can copy paste the text and everything. I hope every company copies the same thing because that's a. So I would like to rank it at rank 5 because of the what is only because of their lacking in customizations and also lacking in other parts of the basic bugs fix. The next UI is basically the Nothing OS. So guys, Nothing OS is fabulous. When they came into the market itself, they nailed it in fluidity and all. So I have no much complaints about the Nothing UI except the fact that there are no much customizations because or Nothing themselves want us to choose you want a boring way or a colorful way. So it's also advantage for few people because you will not get distracted with other apps when you're so basically they do not want to distract the people, so they give an option of the black and white. If not I mean, there is no colors, if not a colorful version, like the normal app icons which you normally have in our phone. The update policy can be a bit improved. So this is the only feedback which I'm going to give it to Nothing, except that Nothing is doing a fabulous job. In the third place, it's kind of controversial and all, but I would like to add Oxygen OS, the OnePlus OS. Basically, I know it's very controversial, but listen, I have a point to tell. So basically, it's like we get all the advantages of the ColorOS, of the Oppo and the Realme UI, and you get a butter smooth experience, getting a way better compared to Oppo and the Realme UI. We get a butter smooth experience, and we also get a better. This you're not getting any sort of bloatware, nothing, and it is very smooth. But there is also a disadvantage that there is no much of lock screen customizations, which is lacking, but it's okay. It's basically a Pixel UI, a stock Android Pixel UI, basically with minor changes, which changes that I would also like to mention that there are only 2 years of major Android updates to the mid-range phone of OnePlus, and there is like 3 years of their flagship phones for their major updates. So that is kind of lacking. And the other UI is basically the iOS. So iOS is also one of the best phone skins. And in this point, the 60 Hz also feels like 120 Hz. The smoothness is next level, and the animations, everything is so good. And also the stability of the skin is, oh my god, how can Apple manage to make this good stability on a phone? The bugs are there, a little there and here, but they'll be fixed as soon as possible by Apple. If you get a bug like 2-3 days, the update will be rolled out. So that's a major advantage of the Apple, because it's like Apple only releases like 4 to 5 phones in a year, so they have a better implementation over their UI and all. So that's the point. And if we get into if I'm talking only about positives, right, they also have negative points. Everything has a negative point. So the negatives of the iOS is basically that it's very closed. We don't have the freedom to do whatever we want. Like, so that's a major problem. You cannot download whatever you want in the iOS. It's very closed. And the other thing is other positive part is the implementation of the things which they do. They do it very late. First thing, where Android does it like 5-6 years ago, but they do it now. But the thing they do is completely out of the box. Like, they know what they need to do. So that's also one other point where it feels like iOS is implementing and needs the things which they're doing. So guys, and the last one is the Samsung One UI. So I'm using a Samsung Galaxy phone. This is the flagship phone. Okay. So basically, I have the latest One UI 6 in this, and I'm not going to lie, this is one of the best UI I have ever seen. Major good thing about the Samsung phones is the updates are on point, and also you get a secure folder, and also to lock your apps and everything, which most of them use. They can, which most of them use, and the cameras and the camera UI is also very good, fabulous. I'm not going to lie, and the implementation is also very good, and it has everything. If you want to customize anything in this, there is an app called GoodLock, so you can do everything in that. Like any single thing you can imagine or you won't even imagine are there in the one GoodLock app application. So that's one of the major thing, and you get everything possible in a UI where you can get here. You can expect everything, including you will not get much of bloatware in the Samsung flagship phones. I'm again re-mentioning in flagship phones. In the mid-range phones and below mid-range and budget phones, we get a lot of bloatware. And this all things I'm telling is not applicable in that. And also Galaxy AI is one of the new feature now. So Galaxy AI is also a beast of level right now. I'm sorry for the background noise. As you can see, these people are so eager to sell their products by ringing their bells. So I'm extremely sorry for that. But except from that, the other point of the Samsung One UI is fabulous. But there are also problems in this UI. See, I feel the Samsung One UI is pretty good, but then it feels a bit dull. Like, you can see this. You feel it a bit dull and colorless. I think you can go and customize it like your taste, but then without customization and all, it kind of seems a bit boring, to be honest, as you can see. So except from that, everything is fabulous, and the update cycle is 7 years of OS updates for flagship phones and 4 years for their mid-range phones. So, and also recently there is a phone of F series, F15 or F16 I suppose, and in that also Samsung gave 4 years of OS updates, so that's also a fabulous thing. And also we are getting secure folder in the F series recently launched by the Samsung. So, and guys, this video isn't sponsored by Samsung, it's completely my opinion. I'm extremely sorry for today's background and all, because I am in the village, so yeah, lighting and all this grills and everything, so bear with me for only this one video. From next video it will be fine. So guys, this is it for this video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to Best of Tech. There is a lot of effort taken by making in this video, so